Welcome to The Life of Hair. My name is James Atkinson, and in this week's episode we're going to look at the angles that you can use when attacking the pre-section that I made a few weeks ago for the full head of highlights or the half head of highlights, however you want to break it down. So we're going to look at what vertical lines do, what horizontal lines do, and what diagonals do, and what weaves or stitches, dependent on which terminology you use, is suitable for certain looks, because I think there's a lot of mundane doing the same old stitch up and down going on across the country. And we also just slip into some routines, and routines are fine, they're just behaviors that we rely on. But if we want to truly achieve something different, then we have to do something different. So let's just get into the video and you can see how I break the head down into specific sections. Not only that, the angles that can be used for those specific sections, it makes all the difference to the outcome. First things first really is to look at the angle that a lot of people do not use, which is vertical. The vertical slice is a great little technique for giving the illusion of length. When we've been looking at balayage trends in recent years, they're all vertical lines painted on the hair. It's not all that often though, we see people using vertical lines in foils, but they best work on these underneath sections, the ones above the ear and in the nape. They create a great illusion of length when they're executed well. But here's a hot tip: don't do anything other than a slice, because it is a waste of time. All the hair just sits on top of each other and your painstaking weaves are lost. And here's another great tip: when you're doing the nape area, just like you were cutting a graduated bob, get your client to put their head down. It saves your back and your body position, and got to think about the longevity of your careers. This is another absolute cracker of a technique, and again one that I don't see a lot of. Sometimes on Instagram I see people doing this technique, and it's called the skip slice or the ribbon weave. You might have seen it on Instagram. It's where you simply remove out of a very fine slice 1 centimetre gaps at pretty regular intervals. In this instance I've got a 1 centimetre of hair, 1 centimetre of gap. Now again, this is one of those techniques where quite a lot of you will wonder where on earth you're going to use it, but it's a technique that I use on a weekly basis, and again it's great for the balayage type looks that we're seeing at the moment, where you can put these in, put a root stretch over the top once you've processed them, and create a very, very nice multi-dimensional blonde balayage effect in foil for those times where you want to lift the hair further than a balayage is really designed to go. So it is one of those techniques that you will use a surprising amount, especially in the current climate. And it's best to use this technique on the horizontal as you work up the head, because it gets a bit lost should you start using it diagonally. So keep the sections horizontal, working up the head, and make sure you've got plenty of space in between each section. And as an added bonus, this technique works really well on short hair to create texture using colour. So moving on now to the all-time classic technique, one of my absolute faves. It is the micro stitch, or very, very fine baby-like technique that I love to use all the time. And I think it's just one of those techniques that, here's my rule of thumb: if you couldn't clearly read a magazine or a newspaper underneath your section is too thick. One of the common mistakes that I see people using this technique is that they are using the technique, but they are making it way too thick. Just think
ultra fine. Now also in this particular section, I am using a 45-degree diagonal across the crown. This creates an ultra soft feel. Diagonal lines always create softness. A microfine stitch with a diagonal line used is going to be the ultimate in softness for your client. So if you want those super blended highlights, then this is the way to go. This right hand side here, we're going to look at the regular stitch horizontal section. Regular stitch, I like to use a guideline of about 1 to 2 millimeters of hair with 1 to 2 millimeters of gap. This is my absolute perfect starting point for reference, because I feel that all these techniques need to be definable. You can't sort of mash them up and then expect to see a difference in the techniques when you're using them. So horizontal sections give maximum coverage on the hair. So if you're just using one color and you want to get as much of the hair colored as possible, a horizontal weave pattern, whether it be a slice or a regular stitch, a slice will obviously cover more hair. But again, a bit like the micro stitch, if you're going to use a slice, try and make it as thin as humanly possible. It will make all the difference to the outcome of that slice technique. And here we have final section on the top. We are looking at putting these in diagonally. And again, this is me just using a halfway house of a micro stitch and a slice technique, and concentrating on the sections being super fine, because at the end of the day, the secret to ultra blended highlights is the thickness of each section. Make sure they are as fine as you can possibly take them if you want that hairline to look like it just grew straight out of their head like that. And just to finish, talking quickly about how I put my foils in. Just so you saw there, I put my foil shiny side up, put my pintail comb in at the bottom of my foil. I fold by a third again, and then it leaves me with a flap at the back to seal my foil into place. I particularly like this technique. It stops any product seeping out the back and causing me any bleeding. And there we have it. A great simple way of looking at the placements. Each of these sections can be approached differently. You can use horizontal sections to create more coverage, vertical sections to create more length, or diagonal sections to create more softness. And the weave that you put in each of those foils will also have an impact on the look that you create.
So as you just saw, lots of variation, lots of creativity to be had with highlights. I think it's heavily overlooked how creative you can truly be with highlights. They're one of my favorite techniques. I love balayages, I love tints, I love all those kind of things, but you know, highlights are heavily overlooked as a fantastic fundamental technique. So if you've enjoyed this episode and you've taken something from it, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again next week for another episode of The Life of Hair.